again to another live stream. And yes, we have a guest with us. So before wasting any more time, I'll welcome Kevin Free from Ahsuite. Ahsuite, right? How you pronounce it, Kevin?
Ahsuite.
Sweet. Okay, welcome to this live stream, and thank you for providing this time. In spite of you are not in your hometown, right?
Oh,
So
yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it, and I apologize for the sound. I had to find Wi-Fi. Ours is out in the house, so
okay, it's
uh,
everything's fine. I think I can hear you clearly right now.
okay,
And
cool.
okay, so what we are going to talk about as sweet is that tell me about yourself, introduce yourself, what you do, and what's your background.
So I'm the founder of Ahsuite. My background was as a Google Ads specialist, and I started a business, sort of my foray into entrepreneurship, that handles defensive driving classes online. So people get speeding tickets, and they take our classes. Um, anyway, that kind of gave me a taste for working on software. And shortly after we got that launched, I started working with a developer on something that was more aligned with my own profession in Google Ads, and that kind of evolved into Ahsuite, which is I think sort of the primary user is someone who's a PPC specialist who wants an attractive portal in which to host data studio dashboards, Tableau dashboards, that kind of thing.
Okay, so what's your company background? Do you have any project before this as suite, or this is your first project in SaaS industry?
We have the traffic schools, and originally we had a digital marketing agency, and it's the agency that kind of evolved into this. We took the software we were working on for the agency uh, and re, repackaged it as a SaaS.
Okay, so you've been working as an agency since long, and now you have. So, how this thought came to build a SaaS for client portal, like as we is, we'll dive deeper inside. So, when you thought that you need such solution, and you thought finally decided to build this one.
Well, it was kind of a gradual process. The software we were working on for the agency kind of was an all-purpose, handled everything internally for us, and a client portal was a component of that. But when we were looking to pivot about a year and a half ago, I basically did some interviews with some friends and showed them what I built and said, "What do you think here is most salvageable? What do you like?" And everybody liked the client portal aspect. And I kind of discovered that was a niche that the existing client portals. There are some existing client portals, but there's not like an Asana or a Trello of client portals. There was room for us to come in and compete, and we do it a little differently. So we made that our focus, and it still has a lot of the other functionality that we built. And as the company grows, it's going to be more robust task management solution and file management, and those kinds of things. But client portals was a natural tip of the spear for us.
Okay, so actually, we can say whether it's a freelancer or an agency, both can utilize AppSuite for their clients to provide client portal. And what I see so far that AppSuite solves provide a solution to manage backend processes and tasks for agency or a freelancer.
Yeah,
Is that
but
right?
that was its origin, was we were building it for that
So,
purpose.
so that's a back-end solution for freelancers and agency. And what I see agencies need is that one of the front-end solution, which includes outreach and proposals and signing agreements. And that's a total different thing, and that's not the focus area of our suite right now, right?
Not right now. I'm kind of waiting to see how our users are cobbling, what solutions they're cobbling together, because I don't want to go out and compete in a whole different market while we're still trying to kill it with client portals. But that could be something we end up building in native in the future, or it's something we handle through integrations. It's not something I'm an expert in, so I
So
need kind of our users to teach me what they want, and that could be something we build in later.
So I think it's better to focus on the part that you are doing right now, and that's backend processing and task management for marketers, agencies, freelancers, right?
Yeah.
Because what happens if a freelancer also have more projects than he can complete, then he outsource some more freelancers for his task, right? So he can
Yeah.
also manage the team inside Ahsuite.
Yes, and something I think kind of unique about Ahsuite is that you can search the user network for anybody who's made their, you can choose to make your profile public or not. But if you make it public, other users internally can find you and recruit you and onboard you to their teams. And that's not something clients can see. Clients can't see your team. Clients can't see the network. The public can't see the network, but other users can if you make yourself available. So the
That,
hope is that it can eventually become something like imagine an Upwork where instead of clients shopping for providers and everybody killing each other on their price. Imagine if it's only other providers searching for each other to fill their teams. That's kind
uh,
of the idea.
basically it's a private network
Yeah,
inside our suite, right?
yeah,
And I was really excited when I just saw on your website that if I have some skills and I made my profile public inside our suite, other users, agencies which are using our suite can see me,
yeah,
can visit my profile, can explore what skills I have, what experience I have, and if they want, they can hire me or reach out to me in collaboration, whatever we mutually agree on, right? So
exactly.
that's an interesting part. That's a marketplace, you can say, for freelancers also. And what do you think right now that Ahsuite, where do you see Ahsuite in next 1 year, 2 year, or 3 years?
So first, I want to totally conquer the client portal space, and I want us to be just unequivocally the best at that. But this network feature, I think, in the future will be the most important thing. I think that people in these back end project management processes things as those mature, um, it'll be a place where it's just very easy to find collaborators, to get work, to find people to work with you. I want a future where instead of like currently, if I'm going to work with somebody, they say, okay, let me get into my Notion. Well, I've never used Notion, or get into my Asana or Trello. There's like a million different things. I like the idea of one unified stack that when you onboard somebody, or when you bring somebody in your team, there's no onboarding. They already know how to use it. You're all already using the same tools, and that's what makes it a suite. In the so a year from now, I want our task management to be very competitive with Asana, Trello, Notion, Monday, any of those,
Okay.
and the people choose this because it comes with the network.
So when did you launch this? How much time it has been live in the market?
We did a self-listed AppSumo campaign in November or December of last year. And that was, I thought it was ready then, but it turned out to be a learning experience. We got so much feedback, learned really what people want. And so then it was retooling, and then we got invited to do the select deal. And that comes with, when they invite you to that, they give you kind of a laundry list of features they want you to implement by launch. So then that kind of dictated our schedule to meet those requirements. And then once that launched, then we get a bunch of. So anyway, I guess the answer is about a year, about a year, but really, really cooking since we got this invited to the select program, because then we start getting really good feedback.
So as of now, you are dedicated with this particular tool, Ahsuite, and you are committed to take it more further, and that's a good thing. So, in short, what we can do with Ahsuite today, right? If a freelancer or an agency onboarding today, how Ahsuite can help them optimizing them workflows, or let's say giving access to client portal to their clients. For this, you can share your screen also,
Sure,
and that will be easy to understand for anyone, right?
absolutely. And as I told you before, I'm a newbie at this, so apologies if I'm not very good at it. Okay, so I'm going to click on screen here.
You can see the share. Yeah, your screen is with me, and I'll push it in the stream right now.
Gotcha.
Okay, let's load. Okay, now you can move to your tab of Ahsuite, and
Gotcha.
okay.
What I'm going to do is start with a profile. You tell me when you're ready.
So your screen is now live to everyone. Everyone can see
Okay.
your screen right now. And
Okay.
okay, so what are the problems that Ahsuite right now solves for freelancers and agency? Exactly what are those things?
So, for instance, say I work on Upwork and I'm a pay-per-click specialist. I can set up my profile. I can use it for lead capture. I can basically tell my Upwork clients, okay, I want we're gonna collaborate together on this platform, and you'd add them as a client. So I've got this client here, and what your client gets is something like this. And this can have, you can embed, basically this is a big iframe, and you can embed almost anything you want here. So if I've got Figma board there, you can do Data Studio dashboards, all types of Google Docs, Tableau. I mean, anything that can be embedded, you can embed here. So this is what you share with your client. Your client can have multiple users. You can fully customize this sidebar here. You can assign tasks to your client. You can share files with them. There's a passwords manager. So say you're a web designer and you're managing and you're building your client a WordPress site. You might give them their login credentials here to the site, to the server, to their domain registrar, to any plugins they have. This is a nice secure place where you can store passwords encrypted and control who sees them. Am I going too fast?
Oh, that's okay. You can cover everything.
Um, if I say if I create a task for this client, say I want to create a task, I can assign it to someone on my team. Sorry, it's horrible Wi-Fi here. Dummy task. Or I can assign it to the client. So I click here, assign to client. And then on the client side, that's going to appear here in their needs review. I can turn on or off email notifications. When I assign something to the client, I can request files from them, request that they approve files. There's a conversations module where I can basically, this works like a channel in Slack where you add who you want to be involved within the conversation, and what it will do is it will also email to all of those people. If I send a message here, it'll also go to the emails that they have on file, and they can reply by email, and it'll update the conversation here. So it's a way for the client to be able to continue using email if that's what they prefer. You're not forcing them to sign up for Slack or anything, but you can still keep the whole conversation organized in the platform, because when they reply by email, it updates here. Anytime anything's visible to the client, it has this halo. So if it doesn't have the halo, it means it's just internal to your team and who you've shared it with. How about there's this work journals tool? It's kind of unique. This is only internal to your team. So you can tell your team, hey, say you're a full service digital agency and you have SEO, PPC, and web design. Okay, you have each of those specialists create a journal, and then it's just a place for them to take notes about what work they've done. You can paste screenshots in here, and you save it, and it saves a timestamped entry. And then the account owner can later come back and reference that when they're doing the reporting call with the client later, use it however they want, but it's basically one place for everybody on your team to have a scratch pad. I'll show you quickly this Teams page. Let's see, which is one where I'm. So this, I apologize. This user I've got here is not the owner of the client. So he's the owner of this client. Okay. So you have the account owner, and then you have all the team members. The account owner has visibility into everything, and the team members only have visibility into things that the account owner has granted them. Anyway, if you're the account owner, you go to your team, this team page here, and this is where you can search the network. So say I want somebody who does SEO, I type SEO, and this searches the profiles of all of our users, and if they have the word SEO in there, then you can add them to your team or save them to a list. Okay, I've talked a lot. What do you think? Is there anything you want me to elaborate on, or any questions?
Yeah, that was clear and everything understood. So you covered everything, right? Anything remaining yet to share inside client portal Ahsuite?
There's this I showed you the conversations tool, the work journals, tasks. I should note you can do things like what I can do is I can create chains with task dependencies. So task C goes live when task B is completed. Task B goes live when task A is completed. And I can save templates. So I can even save these chains in a template. So it's a way of creating a series of tasks as templates. And then you can go to your My Templates page. And this is where you can have saved different
Okay,
tasks.
so what you say, series of tasks that can be SOP, standard operating procedure for my team members?
Sure. However you want to use it. But yeah, so I could say for every new client, I want them to by default to have this, an onboarding form task, or an onboarding task. And when they complete the onboarding task, that triggers a subordinate task that goes to, just say, a team member, not to the client. I can set up those kinds of I can set up series of tasks as templates, and I can set them to be added by default to new clients. Did that make sense?
Yeah. So what a template is a group of multiple SOPs that we need, right? For multiple tasks.
What a template is in Ahsuite, and I'm still fidgeting with the terminology here. I don't know if this is ultimately the term we'll use, but for now, what we mean by template is either a task or a view that you can, and a view, I'm sorry, I should clarify, a view is whatever you've embedded in the client portal in this iframe. We call that a view. So you can save tasks or views as templates that you can reuse. So that's what I mean by template. It's just a reusable task or view. But
it can be multiple tasks also as a template, right?
Yes, because you can go 3 levels down. You can save a series of tasks.
Okay, so that's what I'm talking about, SOP, right? So let's say I have a video production project. If I'm a video production agency, right? So what I know, what I need, I have multiple tasks, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have to write a script for video. Then I have to do a voiceover for it with a voiceover artist. Then I have to do a motion designing with video animations and all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if it needs shooting, that's a different task. Now for each task here for script writing, I have some SOP. That script should not exceed 1,000 words. Script should not be boring in at least first 100 words, right? It should be grabbing. So that's what I say. So now we have 5 major tasks to create a video. Now each and every task has its SOP. It can be a checklist that we create in Notion, right? So that would be a suggestion from my end for this inside. If you can add that will be really very helpful for agencies, right? Because If a team member has SOP, standard operating procedure, that what you have to
Uh-huh.
do first, then next, now he will do each and every task and mark it on checklist. So that will be really helpful for teams to do multiple tasks on various projects.
So you can't. So there are checklists, and if I'm understanding you right, the way you might do it is you'd have, say I've, my SOP is I've got, well, say I've got a task one, and I might have a checklist on that, and when task one is marked complete, tasks 2A, 2B, and 2C go live. And when task 2B is marked complete, task 3 goes live. Does that kind of meet the requirements you're describing?
Yeah, that's what SOPs are, right? Standard operating procedures in any project or let's say work, right? That I'm assigning to any team member. Now, after each and every task, I will not do manual write and tell them that you have to do this because it's everything ready, right?
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that last part?
Okay, so what you showed right now, that's exactly what
Uh-huh.
I was talking about. So I don't have to assign each and every task manually after each is completed, right?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's good. That's good. Okay.
Yeah.
For now, what we reached, what I would like to say over here is that when a
Mhm.
freelancer is beginning with projects, what he does, he start with Gmail, right? And if he wants to onboard client, what he will ask
Mhm.
for some raw data or let's say raw video or raw audio from Google Drive, and now he will create a Trello board for client to see where the
Mhm.
project is. And so for now, Ahsuite eradicates Google Drive from the workflow. The next is client has his own personal access to client portal where he can see
Mhm.
and collaborate. The third thing which I noticed was chat, where a client can chat with my particular team member who is handling his project or let's say any particular task. So it eradicates the third party chats and email conversation. It's in
Mhm.
house, right? So
Yeah.
far, we have inbuilt chat, we have inbuilt file sharing, we have what I just said, that one, chat, file storage, and Trello for tracking where the project is, right? Trello,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Exactly.
So
The goal is for this to replace. You don't need Slack, and you don't need Trello, and you don't need Drive, um, and
okay,
plus you need client portal and a
okay,
network. You don't need Upwork either.
okay. So that was awesome. Is there anything you want to add more that we are replacing or let's say eradicating from workflow with Ahsuite while using Ahsuite?
One thing I didn't touch on is the files tool, which is a little different. So I didn't want to try to compete with Drive and Dropbox because we can't.
No,
I mean,
no,
we can't do a
we are
pager.
not competing. We are not competing. Even it makes easy if just Ahsuite integrates with Google Drive. That's also
Sure,
very
sure.
useful for agency, right?
And so let me show you how this works because it's a little different. So here, what when you create a file, really a file is kind of like a, I don't want to use the word folder, but um, it's like a folder. So I create a file, I give it a name. I don't actually have to attach anything. So I could use these files to request client approval, for the client to approve things, for commenting, for version control. But I could just drop a Dropbox link or a Google Drive link if I wanted to do that instead. That would be another way. Sorry. Um, I could use the files tool even though I'm not actually attaching files. I could continue to use Dropbox or Drive for storage. But the way this works is like if I've got a folder in Drive, I just put a bunch of files in it, and to know what order those files go, I need to name them accordingly: version 1, version 2, version 3. What this does is it says the latest version, the latest attachment you've put in here is current version. And when the client approves current version, that means only the latest one, with the one that was current when they approved it, that's the file that was approved. If a modification gets made later, if someone uploads something new, it reverts this folder back to unapproved, and the client has to approve it again. But it keeps the timestamp of when the original. Boys, I'm making this confusing. Let me start over. In the way our files tool works, as if I upload, say, a first, the client says, give me a picture of Marty McFly from Back to the Future. I upload it, and I say, I want client approval. And the client comes back with a comment and says, not that picture. Give me a different picture. Okay, I can upload a new picture. The new picture now is added as like a new version, but it's the current version. And then they can approve that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, got it, exactly. What I would like to add over here, let's sum this up.
Okay.
So while in relation of a freelancer or an agency with a client, Ahsuite eradicates 3 of tools. One of them is Trello for tracking where the project is. Another one is file sharing, and the third one is conversation chat. Right.
Right.
Now, besides this, what I see over here is that Ahsuite also works as a project management for internal team tasks.
Yeah.
So it also eradicates project management tool for team collaborations, with team collaborations. Is that right?
That's correct. And it's all my team uses. We left Trello a long time ago, and we only use this. So, the tasks, the project management is one aspect of this that I'm always eager to make better and better and better because I use it every day.
Okay, so what I see is that this is the main thing. Client portal is also main thing of Ahsuite, but it is a project management tool with a client portal. We can say that, right? So
Right.
That was awesome. I think everything we made it clear, right? If anything is left, you can share it now.
I think that's it. I'll be looking for affiliates. We're going to do an affiliate program, so I hope people will hit me up if they're affiliate
Yeah,
marketers.
awesome. I have few suggestions that I'll put in chat for you. And
Okay.
that was all, and it was really a great talk with you right now. And we had a deep dive inside Ahsuite also, and we cover many aspects that will really helpful for everyone. Especially if anyone is working as a freelancer or agency, or right, or let's say a couple of freelancers working together on any project, right?
They use this, and suddenly they're an agency. Yeah.
Okay. So guys, if you have any question, you can drop inside in the comment box. I'll tag Kevin, and he'll be there for to answer you inside comment box. And thank you, Kevin, once again for your time for this demonstrating this product, right?
Thank you so much.
Okay, so we are wrapping up with this one. And guys, thank you for joining and attended this live stream. And see you in the next session with another exciting tool.